Hello, welcome back to Will's World of Reviews and More. Back here for the second game review of the 2014 World Cup. What a game it was. Quite a surprise, really. I think many people didn't have that result down. So once again, I'll just warn people, if you haven't watched the match or seen the result, this is it. I'm going to be telling you, so don't watch this video if you don't want to know the score. So, Mexico, Cameroon. Finished 1-0 to Mexico. Yeah, a little bit of a shock. Who'd have thought that, eh? And they did start the strongest of the two teams by far. Herrera, really impressed with him in the first half. He kind of was putting some teasing balls, and the linesman got it wrong twice. That's the second consecutive game where there's been a bit of a dodgy decision making. Because the Santos should have had 2 goals, really, and they were good finishes and good moves, and he showed why he was at Barcelona as a kid and why Tottenham snapped him up. He just didn't really make it in the Premier League, which I'm surprised at. I think maybe a team like mid-range like Everton or maybe QPR coming up would take a chance on him. I mean, obviously Redknapp didn't like him, but still, he seems like he might be all right. But yeah, so that was the kind of the big talking point of the first half. Obviously, the 2 disallowed goals. As for Cameroon, we didn't really show much. To be honest, they were defending deep. With 6 men sometimes in defence, which is not really what you want, especially in an opening game of the World Cup. Because they should be really, if they want to qualify from this group, they should have been going on the attack because they need the 3 points, just like Mexico did, and they knew that, and that's why they went for it. But, standout performance for Cameroon in the first half, probably Eto'o. He was always trying to make a chance for himself, even if he was kind of a little bit off the mark. And Song, I think, was trying really hard and was perhaps their quality player. So then, into the second half, obviously it was 0-0, and you thought that Cameroon would have come back stronger, and they did for a little bit, and they put some nice kind of passing moves together, and they had a little bit of possession, but it really wasn't kind of much improvement, really, to be honest. And Peralta, the guy who's been doing so well, I don't know much about him, to be honest, but he scored so many goals in so little games for his country. And Dos Santos did well again to have that shot, and the keeper saved well, but Peralta came in and hooked it in, and they deserved it. They really did. And I think it was a wise move to then take Peralta off, save him for a little bit, and bring Hernandez on, who did a really good job as well. And he's obviously going to be an important player for Mexico, but. Yeah, I mean, it's big surprise, in many ways, because you thought, looking at it on paper, that it may have been a tight, well, it was tight, obviously 1-0 is a tight game, but it would have been tighter on the pitch, performance-wise. And I think what Cameroon's biggest downfall was just lack of committing bodies forward. They should have been going for it, and maybe that was just the tactical nous of Mexico and their boss, Miguel Herrera. He did a really good job at kind of in the second half getting that the tactics right, and I was surprised, really, because when you've got the likes of Song and Eto'o in that group of players, they should they did what they could. I mean, they had probably the top players in that team, but you thought you needed someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and I think Herrera did that for Mexico in the first half, and Peralta did so for Mexico in the second, and I think that was the difference, really. And it's now put Cameroon in a real sticky situation, because obviously you've got, so far in the first 2 games, you've got Brazil and Mexico with 3 points each, and you would have to say that Croatia, coming up against Cameroon, probably wouldn't have much of a chance, especially if they're going to continue on doing what they did in this game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we go into the second round of matches in Group A. But yeah, I have to say, Mexico deserved it. They did, and I'm glad that they got the win. You know, they were playing really neat football at time, really nice passing, and some of the balls they put in were really good. You know, really good quality and good passing moves. And I think, yeah, especially with the goals being disallowed, it was probably the right result in the end. Like I said, just a little bit disappointed with Cameroon. I think they could have pushed more. They could have committed more bodies forward, and they should have. It seemed like a little bit, though, just a bit not interested, a bit lackluster. You know, it's a World Cup, for crying out loud. You've got to play your hearts out. That's what Peralta was. You know, he said that it was probably his first and last World Cup, and he just gave it all, and you could see that, and you know, in celebrations as well. So that was it. Yeah, Mexico won, Cameroon 0. Second game. We're underway. We're getting ready now. We're getting ready. The next one, the next match. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it is, of course, Spain versus Holland, and that's going to be a cracker, I hope. And I'll be coming back with my review. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my first World Cup video, and I'll say thank you to my new subscriber. I now have 3. I know, whoa, big numbers. No, but my new subscriber, Sarah Wilson. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you can encourage more people to subscribe and watch and comment and share. Whatever you want to do, just keep going. You know, I'm glad that somebody's watching them and someone's liking them, you know. So I will be back very soon, in about 2 hours, 3 hours or so, to do another one. And then I'll be back after that because we've got a third game. It's Chile versus Australia. And we will keep going because World Cup fever has hit us now. So come on, come on. England tomorrow. We're going to do it. Yes. Peace.